The American Heart Association finds vaping may have long-term impacts on a user's heart.
Vaping.
Think of it as a small, colorful device that fits in your pocket. It smells like mango, tastes like bubblegum, and gives you a rush of calm in seconds. But guess what? It's not candy. It's a vape. In recent years, the world has witnessed a significant shift in nicotine consumption. Traditional cigarette smoking, long recognized for its detrimental health effects, is now being rivaled by the rapid rise of vaping. While vaping was introduced as a safer alternative to smoking, emerging evidence suggests it may be fostering a new public health crisis. But how bad is vaping really? Is it just harmless flavored mist? Or a ticking time bomb for your health? In this video, we're digging deep into why vaping feels so good, what it does to the body, and whether it is worse than smoking. By the end, you might question which one is truly the greater pandemic. Could it be that we've simply swapped one pandemic for another? One that wears a sweeter disguise? Let's find out. If you've ever vaped or been around someone who does, you've likely noticed the fruity scent: strawberry, watermelon, mango. It smells harmless, maybe even pleasant. But what exactly is inside that vapor? Vapes, or e-cigarettes, work by heating a liquid known as e-liquid or vape juice. This liquid usually contains 4 main ingredients: propylene glycol, which helps to produce the throat hit; vegetable glycerin, which creates the visible vapor; flavorings, these mimic everything from desserts to mint to energy drinks; and then nicotine, the addictive core. Most vape products are wildly underregulated. Studies have found vape juice can contain thousands of chemical combinations, many of which are not listed on the label. While some ingredients, like food flavorings or cosmetic-grade oils, may seem safe, there's a huge difference between eating something and inhaling it. Take cinnamaldehyde, the flavor compound behind cinnamon. It's safe in your cookies, but inhaled? It can damage lung cells and even cause genetic mutations. Benzaldehyde, found in cherry flavors, irritates your airways. And when vape juice gets too hot, ingredients like propylene glycol can break down into toxic byproducts like formaldehyde, a known carcinogen. Worse still, the metal coil that heats your vape can shed toxic metals into the aerosol: lead, nickel, chromium. These aren't just trace amounts. Some vapes produce levels high enough to trigger lung damage, cancer risks, and severe respiratory issues. But guess what? It's the nicotine that keeps users coming back. When inhaled, nicotine enters the bloodstream within seconds and stimulates the release of dopamine in the brain, our feel-good chemical. This gives users a hit of pleasure and relaxation. But here's the catch. That burst is short-lived, and the brain starts craving more. Just like that, a cycle of addiction begins. For younger users especially, the appeal isn't just about the buzz. It's social, it's trendy, it's disguised in bright colors and slick designs. The flavors are inviting and mask the chemical reality behind the smoke. But as we peel back the sweet-smelling curtain, the truth starts to get darker. Vaping hit the mainstream market in 2003 when Chinese pharmacist Hon Lik invented the modern e-cigarette. By 2010, vaping had spread to the United States and Europe. It was marketed as a harm reduction tool for cigarette smokers. But what was meant as a step down quickly turned into a full-blown lifestyle. Today, there are 82 million vape users globally. According to the World Health Organization, the largest markets are United States, United Kingdom, France, Canada, Australia, and China. In the US alone, the number of high school students who vape surged from 1.5% in 2011 to nearly 28% in 2019, according to the CDC. And while that number slightly declined during the pandemic lockdowns, it remains disturbingly high. In the UK, over 15.5% of 11 through 17-year-olds reported using e-cigarettes in 2023, a sharp rise from previous years. In Australia, recent crackdowns on disposable vapes have followed an explosion in youth rise. The problem is global and growing. What's alarming isn't just how widespread vaping is becoming, but who is getting hooked: teenagers and young adults. This group is more vulnerable to addiction due to their developing brains. Many believe that since vaping doesn't involve burning tobacco, it must be safe, but research tells a different story. Vape aerosols contain ultra-fine particles, heavy metals like nickel, tin, and lead, and chemicals such as diacetyl, which is linked to serious lung disease. The term popcorn lung comes from cases where workers in popcorn factories developed lung damage after inhaling diacetyl. But that's not all. Nicotine increases heart rate and blood pressure, leading to greater risks of heart disease and stroke. Long-term use can stiffen arteries and increase inflammation. In teens and young adults, nicotine exposure can alter brain development, impacting areas responsible for attention, learning, and mood regulation. It makes users more prone to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Some people think vaping just gives you a little head rush, but many new users quickly experience coughing, wheezing, chest pain, extra mucus, and even sore throat. That's because your immune system kicks into overdrive trying to flush out the foreign substances. Your lungs are damaged by inflammation, irritation, and even fluid buildup that leaves you gasping for air. And that's just the beginning. If this video made you rethink what's really in those vape clouds, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you're the first to know when we drop more eye-opening content. And tell us in the comments, do you think vaping is the next big health crisis? We want you to share your thoughts. You'd agree that this is a million-dollar question. On paper, vaping seems less harmful than smoking. Of course, no tar, no combustion, fewer carcinogens so far. But that doesn't mean it's safe. Cigarette smoking causes over 8 million deaths every year, according to the World Health Organization. It's the leading preventable cause of death worldwide. But vaping, especially among the youth, is paving a new road of health problems we haven't fully mapped yet. However, according to research, cigarettes give you about 1 to 2 milligrams of nicotine per hit. A vape pod? It can contain as much as an entire pack of cigarettes, and it's much easier to chain vape all day without the smell or burn. Many teens are now getting exposed to more nicotine through vaping than adults ever did through smoking. And nicotine isn't just addictive, it rewires your brain, especially if you're under the age of 25. It causes mood disorders, impulse control issues, difficulty focusing, anxiety, and depression. And once you're hooked, quitting isn't just hard, it's brutal. So, we can say that vaping isn't replacing smoking, it's adding to it. Many users are now dual users, smoking and vaping, thinking it balances out. It doesn't. In fact, it doubles exposure to harmful substances. So, is vaping worse than smoking? Maybe not yet, but the trajectory suggests it is on its way, and especially among the youth, it may become even more dangerous over time. Here's where vaping might have an edge in the worst way. Vaping is proving to be more difficult to quit than traditional cigarettes. Why? Higher concentration of nicotine, less throat irritation, easy to hide and use in public, and constant access via USB-charged devices. The most troubling part is that vaping is no longer a quitting tool, it's a gateway. In the UK, 1 in 5 teens have tried vaping. In the US, about 8% of all middle and high school students vape regularly. And most use flavored vapes. From strawberry milkshake to watermelon ice, these flavors don't just mask the harshness, they invite kids into it. A new user might not even know there's nicotine inside. Teens and young adults report feeling chained to their vapes, using them in bathrooms, classrooms, even while sleeping. Unlike cigarettes, which require lighting and produce smoke and smell, vapes can be used quickly, almost anywhere. Addiction is not just physical, it's behavioral. The act of vaping becomes a habit, something to do when you're bored, anxious, or even happy. That reinforces the loop. And what's worse, many people who never smoked before are now addicted to nicotine through vapes. The pandemic of smoking may be declining, but the pandemic of vaping addiction is on the rise. So, is vaping or smoking the greater pandemic? Cigarettes have a bloody history. They've killed millions, scarred lungs, and destroyed families. But the world has grown wise to them. Smoking rates have fallen in many developed countries. Vaping, on the other hand, is new, slick, and dangerously underestimated. It's sneaking into the lives of the young and healthy, and because it's marketed as a safer option, people use it without thinking twice. We are witnessing the birth of a new nicotine generation, one puff at a time. Until stricter regulations, honest education, and public awareness catch up, vaping may soon outpace cigarettes as the more pervasive and insidious health crisis. So yes, smoking is deadly, but vaping is silently catching up, one cloud at a time. If this video opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Talk to someone you care about. Let's clear the air before the damage becomes irreversible. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating content on our channel.